Welcome, listeners, to Enki Tales from the Past. I am Nabu, son of the great Marduk and king of Babylon, greeting you from my throne room as we embrace our last season. I am the first human king of the Babylonians, and as a human, I have been blessed to grow up among the Anunnaki and Igigi. I have learned from their wisdom and knowledge. My father, Marduk, and my aunt, the great Inanna, have taught me the ways of justice and righteousness, and I strive to follow in their footsteps. Listeners, the battles and betrayals of old regimes are giving way to a new era of humanity. You deserve to know what really happened, and I urge you all to stand with Enki and deny the tyranny of Enlil. Join me on this podcast to learn their secrets and witness how together we could forge a brighter future from the ashes of the past. Know that a podcast like this one has costs, and supporting the author will ensure that you'll get the quality you deserve and witness the birth of other Babylonian ideas. Now sit back, adjust your headphones. Our story continues. Stay tuned to Enki Tales from the Past. This is Enki Tales from the Past. This audio drama is authored, edited, and produced by Mário Portela. I walked slowly through the streets of Babylon, my sandals scuffing against the sun-baked bricks. The city, once a gleaming jewel of human and Anunnaki cooperation, now bore the weight of uncertainty. The air hung heavy with the scent of spices and incense mingling with the earthy aroma of clay and dust. Merchants' voices echoed off the towering walls, their cries more desperate than before. I passed the great ziggurat, its stepped facade casting long shadows across the square. The priests who once bustled about its base now moved with hesitation, their prayers whispered instead of chanted. The absence of the god's presence was palpable. In the marketplace, I observed the subtle changes in our people. Women haggled over prices with newfound ferocity, while men huddled in small groups, their conversations hushed and punctuated by furtive glances. The clinking of coins seemed louder, each transaction carrying more weight than before. A group of children darted past me, their laughter a stark contrast to the somber mood. They played at being gods, mimicking the Anunnaki with makeshift crowns and scepters. I couldn't help but wonder what stories they would tell their own children about this time. The gardens, once lush and vibrant under Anunnaki care, showed signs of wilting. The sweet perfume of flowers was tinged with the musty scent of decay. Gardeners worked tirelessly, their brows furrowed in concentration as they struggled to maintain the beauty we had grown accustomed to. As I approached the grand library, I heard the scratch of styluses on clay tablets. Scholars worked feverishly to record all they could remember of Anunnaki teachings, fear of losing this knowledge evident in their hurried movements. The clanging of hammers rang out from the artisans' quarter. Metal workers and sculptors labored to recreate the wonders we had seen, their creations impressive, but lacking the divine touch we had grown accustomed to. I paused at the city gates, watching as traders entered and left. Their caravans seemed smaller, their goods more mundane. The grand expeditions blessed by the gods were no more. My heart grew heavy, longing for the days when the Anunnaki walked these streets alongside us. approached me, her familiar smile bringing a sense of comfort.
My dear Nabu, what troubles you so?
She asked, her voice soft and soothing. I turned to face her, finding solace in her gentle gaze. Nanaya, I worry for our people. The absence of their gods leaves a void that I fear we may never fill. I confessed, my words tinged with uncertainty. She reached out, placing a comforting hand on my arm.
I understand your concerns, my love. But have you not seen the temples bustling with activity once more? Our people have not forgotten the teachings of Enki and the Lady Inanna.
I nodded, recalling the renewed fervor in the halls of worship. Yes, I have seen it with my own eyes. Yet, I cannot help but wonder if the Anunnaki will ever return to us. Nanaya's expression softened and she gently squeezed my arm.
Nabu, my love, there is no need to worry so. They have not abandoned us entirely, though they have been called away. They would never deny Ninki's request.
I felt a glimmer of hope at her words. Called away? Request? Seems more like an order of exile.
It is an exile, my love. After the tragic events, Ninki made a request.
Nanaya explained, her voice tinged with sadness but also with determination.
She did ask them to cut their connections with humankind. They would never betray her last request, my love. But she asked that we honor the Anunnaki's legacy by continuing to care for this world they have nurtured.
I listened intently, my heart swelling with emotion. They shall return to us one day. I need to believe that. Nanaya's gaze grew distant, a wistful smile playing on her lips.
I cannot say for certain, my dear Nabu. They assured us that they would watch over us, even from afar.
I felt a pang of longing at the thought of the Anunnaki departing, their presence so deeply woven into the fabric of our lives. And what of my father, Marduk? Has he too left us? Nanaya's expression softened with empathy, nodding.
Perhaps it is time for us to carve our own path, my dear husband. They have shown us the way, and now it is our turn to build upon their legacy.
Her words struck a chord within me, and I felt a renewed sense of purpose. You speak true, Nanaya, my love. It is time for us to take charge of our own destiny, to honor the teachings of Enki and Inanna in our own way. Nanaya nodded, her expression radiating warmth and wisdom.
Yes, my love. The temples shall once more echo with the teachings of the gods, but it will be our people, the Namlu'ulu, who will carry them forth. We shall not forget them, but we shall also not be defined by their absence.
I felt a weight lift from my shoulders and a sense of determination filled my heart. Then let us begin, my beloved Nanaya. Let us show the world the strength and resilience of the humans and the legacy we shall build in the absence of the gods. Hand in hand, Nanaya and I stepped forward, our footsteps carrying us deeper into the heart of Babylon, where a new era was about to unfold. I sat upon my throne, poring over the latest reports from our outlying cities, Susa, Ekbatana, Sippar, and Kish. Yet, as I scanned the documents and reports, a growing sense of unease crept into my heart. A new faction had emerged, one that rejected the teachings of Enki and Inanna. They bore a symbol of a serpent, a stark contrast to the sacred tree of life that had once adorned our temples. These dissenters saw the Anunnaki not as benevolent gods, but as manipulative overlords, intent on subjugating humanity for their own gain. They keep stating there is only one true God. This is worrying. I let out a heavy sigh, running my fingers through my beard as I contemplated this disturbing development. Just as we had begun to rebuild our world in the absence of the Anunnaki, this threatened to unravel the fragile peace we had so carefully cultivated. General Zuka, I called, summoning my most trusted advisor. What can you tell me about this new faction, their numbers, their reach, and their intentions? Zuka stepped forward, his weathered face etched with concern.
My king, the reports are troubling. This group, marked by the serpent tattoo, has been gaining traction in the outlying regions. They preach a message of resentment and distrust, rallying the people against the very gods we once revered. They speak of a one true God.
I nodded, my brow furrowing. And their numbers. How widespread is this movement? Zuka hesitated, his gaze dropping to the floor.
The reports indicate their following is growing, my king. What began as whispers in the shadows now echoes through the streets of most cities. Many are drawn to their message of independence and promises of power.
I felt a pang of worry in my chest. Promises of power. Surely they understand the delicate balance we have maintained since those from above left us. Without their guidance, we risk falling into chaos. Zuka met my gaze, his eyes reflecting the same apprehension I felt.
That is precisely their argument, my king. They claim their teachings have shackled us, and that it is time for us to follow this so-called one true God.
I leaned back in my throne, my fingers drumming against the armrest as I contemplated this revelation. This is a dangerous path they tread. Without the Anunnaki's protection, we are vulnerable to the forces that once threatened to consume us. We cannot afford to be divided, not now.
I agree, my king. We must act quickly to counter this growing threat.
I met Zuka's gaze, my resolve hardening. Then we shall not hesitate. Summon my council and let us devise a strategy to quell this rebellion before it consumes us all.
From the stars descending they come, chariots from skies a throne undone, rulers of the world they shape the sands, a dawn of gods, making of man, whispers of a time so far unknown, with cosmic might their empire shown. And keep tales from the past, and keep history in our hands, waking up humanity.
This audio drama is authored, edited, and produced by Mário Portela.